Hello all, welcome to Anand Learning Studio. In this video of our series Python Basic to Advanced, we will be learning about list functions. In the last lecture, we have learned what a list is, how to work on lists, how to do indexing, how to do slicing and all those other concepts. In this video, we will be mainly covering about the predefined functions available to work with lists. These functions are very helpful and it will help you to easily work or easily solve any problems on the list. So without a delay, let's jump into the video. So let's first quickly create a list, and in this first cell I am creating a list li where I am using a list comprehension to create this list. List comprehension is basically I will be creating a separate video for comprehensions where I will be covering list comprehension, dictionary comprehension, everything. But in a nutshell, it's just a way of creating a list where what I'm doing, I'm just iterating a for loop over a range of numbers which starts from 11 and goes till 16, and inside this range the end index is exclusive. Means basically here I will be getting an iterable of numbers from 11 to 15, and for each of the numbers I am doing a loop for loop and putting that inside this list. So once I will execute this particular cell, I will get a list of 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So let's quickly execute this and let's see. Yeah. Now let's see what is the output of li. So we got a nice list of 5 numbers 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. In this lecture I will not be covering how to do indexing, how to do slicing and all. We have already learned those concepts in our video of list. Here we will be mainly learning about the functions which we will be applying on list. Like the first function which we have is append. Now we have a list 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. There are 5 elements in this list. So if I'll quickly check this len of li, I will be getting 5. Now if I want to add any number to this particular list, I have 3 functions: append, extend and insert for that. What append does, append takes an input from the user. Whatever is the input, it adds that input to the end of the list. So we apply this append function on a list, and it takes one input, only one input. That input can be an integer, can be a string, can be another list, can be tuple, anything, because list can contain anything. So you will be able to pass only one input, and that input will be added at the end of the list. So let's quickly see an example. Suppose if I want to add 16 to this list li, so I will be calling the list on which I want to append the function dot append, and then I will be passing in an object. So in this case I will be passing in 16. Now if you check your li list, it will have 16 added at the end of the list. Append will always add at the end of the list. So now in this list, suppose you pass any string like Python, so it will take this input Python and it will add it at the end of the list. But if you will try to add two things, if you will pass two inputs, it will fail. Suppose I will be passing 17 comma 18, you'll see it will fail. It will give you an error that list.append takes exactly one argument, so 2 is passed. It will fail. You can pass another list also to this. So suppose I have li.append, and let's create another list. Suppose I have an li2 which is having some alphabets like a, or let's say it vowel e, I, o, u. So I have suppose another list, and now I want to add this list li2 to my list li. So I will be saying li.append li2. Now you will observe when I will execute this particular cell, this li2 means this list as a whole will be added to li as one single element at the end of this list li. So let's quickly execute and let's see the li. You will see that entire list was added as one element, because append takes one argument, it adds that argument as one single element at the end of the list on which you are applying this append. So that's what is the output. Now suppose you have a list or you have any kind of iterable that is having certain elements. You want to add all the elements of this iterable into list li, but not as a whole element. All these elements should be added as an individual element. Means I want a to be added as one of the element in li, then e to be added as another element in li, I to be added as another element in li, o, and then u to be added as a separate element. So one way will be to easily iterate. So if we know about the loops, we can iterate over this li2 and we can simply call li.append with each iteration. But we have in Python is a simple thing. So to for this simplicity, we have another function called extend. Extend on in list means it will take an iterable and it will add all the elements of this iterable to the list you are applying to, and all these elements of this iterable will be added as an individual element. So what I mean to say, if I will call li dot extend instead of append li2, you will see all the elements now li will have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then Python was there. Then this particular AEIOU was added from append, but after this when I used extend, all the elements were added as one of the elements in li. Now if you check the length of li, it is 13 now. Okay, so that's what an extend is. Extend will take an iterable, and for each of the element of this iterable, it will add that element to li or to the list which you are applying to as a single individual element. So we have seen append takes one argument, add it at the end of the list. Extend takes a iterable, iterates through the iterable, takes each of the element from the iterable, and again adds to the end of the list. What if I want to add any element at a particular position in the list? So suppose if I want to add hello after 11, or I want to add Anand Learning Studio after 11 or 12. So how will I be able to do that? If I will use append, it will always add it at the end. So in order to do that, we have another function called insert. What insert takes? Insert takes an index and a value which you want to insert at that particular position. So in this case, suppose li dot insert, and suppose I want to say at index number 1. So obviously indexing starts from 0. So 11 is at index number 0. I want to add after 11 means at index number 1. So I'll set index number 1, add Anand Learning Studio. Okay, and let's execute it, and if you'll check now li, you will see the Anand Learning Studio is added at the index number 1. Similarly, if I'll say li dot insert at index number 10, I want to add Java. So you will see now Java is added at the index number 10. So insert is basically used when you want to add a particular element at a particular position. Okay, you don't want to add an element by default at the end of the list. You have a certain position and you want to add at that particular position. So in this case, we have this insert. So we have seen how to add elements to the list. We have seen append, we have seen extend, we have seen insert. Now the next thing is how we will be removing elements, how to delete elements from a list. So the first element is pop. What pop does? It removes and return an item at a particular index. So pop takes one argument, that is the index from which you want to delete, and whatever element is present at that index, it will just remove and return you that element. So if I say li dot pop, and if I say 10, it will pop whatever element is at index number 10. It will not pop, or it will not look for a value 10 in the list. It will be looking for an element at index number 10. So this pop takes an argument of index number. So let's quickly execute it, and now see, after popping up, it has returned you this. So you can store or you can use this as per your need. Now if you check li, it will not have Java. Similarly, if I'll say li dot pop, and suppose if I'll pass any negative indexing, it will do that also. So whatever is the last element, it will pop and return you, because Python is having two different type of indexing, positive indexing and negative indexing. So whatever index value you will pass, it will work. It does not matter. Okay. Similarly, let's take one more example, li dot pop, and then suppose I want to pop at 9, and now a is removed. So we can see that pop is taking an index value and removing an element at that index. Now what if I want to remove an element by its value, not by its index? Like suppose I want to remove this list. Okay, I don't know what is the index of this list, but I want to remove that list. So in order to do that, we have remove. So remove takes the list you, or sorry, remove takes the element which you want to remove from the list, and it will remove that. So let's quickly do, one second, li dot remove, and let's execute it. Li, now you will see that particular list is not there in li. So remove takes an element and it will remove the first occurrence of that element. Suppose there is a duplicate element in this list, like suppose let me quickly add 11 to this list. Okay, now I have two 11s in this list, li, correct? Now if I'll say li dot remove 11, what it will do? Will it remove both elements? Will it throw an error? What will happen in this case? In this case, remove will remove the first occurrence of the value passed. Whatever element you are passing, it will remove the first occurrence of that. So li dot remove will remove the 11 from the very first position. So now li will not have 11. So that's what remove is doing. So we have seen adding elements, then we have seen how the functions to remove a particular element from a list. Okay, the next thing is to reverse a list. How to reverse a list? So suppose I have this, let's create quickly again li equals to x for x in range of 11 to, let's create 21. Okay, now I have li. Okay, there are some numbers in this list and I want to reverse this list. Simply I will call li dot reverse, and boom, it has reversed the list. Reverse function works in place. So whatever function list you are applying this reverse on, this will reverse out your list. Okay, now if I'll call li dot reverse, again it will reverse out your list. And now you will see li is again sorted back in, or sorry, reversed in the order. Okay, next function is count. What count does? It returns you the number of occurrences or of a particular element. So suppose if I, let's quickly add li dot append 11. Okay, and now doesn't matter. So even if you will do li li dot count of 11, it will count number of occurrences of 11 in this list li, and it will return that. So in our case 11 is occurring twice, so it will return 2. If I'll say li dot count 12, it will return 1. So count will return you the number of occurrences of a particular element. Now what a copy is? Copy returns a shallow copy of a list. Let's try to understand this concept in a much more, let's deep dive into this particular function. So what happens? There are two ways of creating another list from a list. I can simply say li2 equals to li, and now li2 will have all the elements of this list li. Okay, so you can see li and li2 are same, and again I can also create another list li3 using this copy function. Okay, so now what's the difference between these two? li3 will also have all the elements which is there in li. So let's try and understand why we need copy and what happens when I say create a list using a assignment operator. Let me do some operation on li. So let me say li dot pop and -1. So I want to just remove a last element from this list li. Let's see what happened. It removed 11. Now let's check what is in li. So 11 is removed, so li is having numbers from 11 to 20. I just removed a number from list li. So will it impact li2? Let's see. Yes, li2, from li2 also this last 11 was removed. Why? Because li2 was created using assignment operator. Let's check what happens to li3. Did it or removed? No, it did not. So why it happened? Let's understand. When I say li2 equals to li, I am basically creating another reference of the same object. So suppose a li was created at a particular memory location, and when I say li2 equals to li, li2 is just another name of that same memory location. So whether you call li, li2, both are different name of same memory location. So when you change anything on li, oh, okay. And even if you change anything on li2, it will impact on li also. So whenever you do any changes in this li, it has changed that memory location, and li2 is also referring to the same memory location. So that changes will reflect to li2 also. But when I create a list using li.copy, it creates another list. It basically copies the list to a new memory location. So that li is already existing at a particular memory location, and li3 is created with all elements of li in a new memory location. Now when you change anything in li, it does not impact li3. li3 will remain unchanged. So we can quickly verify this using the id function. id of li, id of li2, these two will be same, but id of li3 will be different. Okay, so that's why whenever you change anything on li or li2, it will reflect in both this list, but it will not impact li3. So hope you have understood the concept of copy. Let's move on to the next function, sort. Sort basically sorts your list in ascending order. So when I say li dot sort, when I say li dot sort, it basically sorts the list li. Okay, and if you want to sort in a reverse order, you have to say reverse equals to true, or let me put it in a new line, new cell basically. So I can say li dot sort reverse equals to true, and let's sort it out. Now let's check the value of li. It is in the reverse order. Now again, if I'll say li dot sort, obviously it will be sorting in the ascending order if I will not pass anything. So by default the reverse is having a value of false. So if I will not pass anything, it will sort the list in ascending order. So now if you check li, it will basically sort the list back in ascending order. Now the last element is, last function is clear. What this function does, it basically clears out the list. So if I say li dot clear, it will clear out the list and there will be no elements left in list li. So hope you have understood the concepts of all the functions which we have discussed in today's lecture. Feel free to comment if you need anything else from me for this particular video, and do like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Let's meet in another video.